It's about 7:30 a.m. Off Work Sports on Sunday morning, November the 3rd. Last night was boxing mayhem. It was a night that Canelo Alvarez was supposed to fight Kovalev in what I thought was one of the biggest challenges for Canelo Alvarez's career. One of those fights that I was saying makes him the best pound-for-pound fighter in boxing. You can't tell me that I haven't praised Canelo Alvarez in several other videos, even making a video saying that he was the pound-for-pound best over Lomachenko. But I hate to say I'm starting this video off on the wrong foot, because right now I'm talking about Golden Boy. There's something about Golden Boy. I don't know what it is. The fight was really spooky from a boxing fan perspective, and I'm a Canelo Alvarez fan, all right? Even though there were pity-pat punches, Kovalev was really controlling the fight. Canelo couldn't get inside. Great coaching by Buddy McGirt, but still coaching that has question marks and asterisks all over it. Kovalev at 36 years old, heading to the twilight of his career, came in as the clear underdog, actually, in some of the numbers that we saw. Supposed to lose in some respects. And when I watched the fight and his control, I saw a Kovalev that was more reserved. I saw Kovalev, a crusher. His nickname is Crusher, that appeared like he didn't want to hit Canelo Alvarez too hard. And I seen a Canelo Alvarez who was moving forward, pushing back one of the biggest punchers in the light heavyweight division. Canelo is stepping out 3 weight divisions. Just beat up Danny Jacobs at 160. Now that was a fight that appeared to be more snap in both of the guys' punches, and both of the guys appeared to be wanting to kill each other. This fight was a sparring match. And in the 11th round, let's just go through the numbers and understand what happened. I mean, Golden Boy, there's question marks all over this fight, guys. I mean, it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Let's just get into it. Total punches landed pretty close, right? Kovalev in round 1 threw a whole lot more, but only landed 11%. Looks like Alvarez was more accurate. Okay, if you watch the fight, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I don't believe these numbers. He still landed more punches. Next round, they got Alvarez at a better percentage than Kovalev, okay? You're looking at the numbers. Total punches landed, all right? Next round, again, 3rd and 4th round where control was mostly for Kovalev. They still got Canelo up there, okay? Then you move into the 5th and 6th round. Same deal all the way through, guys. All the way through. If you watch the fight, the jab was totally in control, and there was nothing that Mr. Saul Alvarez could do in the fight. But look at the numbers. I mean, you ruin boxing on a night to make it worse. With all the asterisks around this fight. I mean, we're talking Don King asterisks. I mean, we're talking Academy Awards, global Globes, Golden Globes, Oscar. You know what I mean? That type of deal. Academy Awards. I don't want to go there, but I'm going to go there. All right. That's what it looked like to me in this fight. Round 10, 14%. Round 11, okay, look, 459. I mean, guys that watch the fight, guys that watch boxing, understand that this was not accurate. I mean, they even gave Canelo more jabs than freaking Kovalev. I mean, seriously. I mean, come on. I mean, now that's a real number. He did throw 577 jabs. All right, I'm looking at this number right here. He did throw 577 jabs, but only land 63. I mean, he was shooting at will on Mr. Canelo Alvarez, and I'm ashamed to say, in the 11th round, essentially what happened was it looked like Dancing with the Stars. I mean, honestly, Kovalev put his hands down, took an equilibrium shot to the ear, and then took a straight right, chin open, And to be straightforward with you, I've never seen Kovalev go down like that. He's been hit harder. Anthony Yard fight was a much bigger fight for him as far as him punching power. He showed what he still had in the tank. Yardy, they say, oh, Kovalev is done. Yardy is an up and coming fighter who would give Canelo a lot of trouble. Yardy's a tremendous fighter, great fighter. Kovalev didn't hold any punches back with that guy. It looked like he did with this in the 11th round. And by the way, not only did he get hit with a left and then a straight right, all right, with his chin open, head up, right? Come on, hit me right here. He also had a referee that came in and stopped the fight immediately. Oh, this is done. There's no 10 count. Okay. Oscar De La Hoya, you're ruining a great fighter who doesn't necessarily need that to win, in my opinion. Even though Canelo was losing this fight, all right? He was losing this fight heavily, in my opinion, on the points. Why would you do that? I mean, I guess I'm making an assumption, all right? It felt fake, all right? If you didn't get my drift on what I was trying to say earlier, the fight felt totally fixed, okay? All right? It felt totally fixed. And it's a shame, like I said, on the night where they had to hold the fight on because there was such a great, by the way, I was at the bar. I was at Wing House. And in the fight between Masvidal versus Diaz, what a fight. I mean, UFC is really, really taking throne, man. I mean, it's just so exciting watching UFC fights. Hate him or love him. Hate him or love him. The UFC CEO, he doesn't mind his biggest guys losing. I mean, he minds, but he'll let them lose. I mean, there's no fixing in UFC, and you got to respect that from the UFC president, Dana White, all right? You got to respect that. There's no fixing yet in that sport. And maybe if the money gets as high as boxing, maybe something will happen. But last night was a travesty. It was a travesty. Kovalev didn't look like himself. Canelo Alvarez, I think, is one of the better skilled fighters. He shouldn't need any help to win a fight. And I don't want to say that's the case, all right? Maybe this was real, but it just felt wrong. And that's why there's so much discussion right now, right? It's a topic. Fix. You look at the comments. Fix. I mean, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And the reason being is it just didn't feel right, especially if you watch boxing. It didn't feel right. But in the end, Canelo is a 3-division champion. I guarantee you it will be a lot of asterisks at the end of it. Anyone that watched Canelo in this generation knows that there's asterisks around that. Now, to say that Canelo can't fight Andrade and Charlo, I think he'll wash those guys up. But at least that will be a real fight. I don't think the Charlos nor Andrade will take a dive. This fight against Crusher, I can't say much more than that. It was interesting, and Crusher was laying down as if, man, I'm about to get $45 or $50 million. He was, before the fight waiting, he was laying down. You gotta feel comfortable. You gotta feel comfortable is what the commentators were saying, and all I could see is when I look back, I said, this guy's counting his eggs. What house am I going to buy? What kind of Ferrari? Should I get the hybrid or, should I get the naturally aspirated F12? I mean, that's what it felt like. And, I gotta, maybe I'm wrong. Canelo, great job. But big asterisk. We got to fix boxing. I mean, it wasn't right. It just don't feel right. And if it don't feel right sometimes, it's just like, what do some dating coaches say in a relationship, whether male or female? If you feel like somebody's doing something on you, more than likely they're probably doing something on you. So you got to go with your gut, and in my gut, it didn't look right. So All Four Sports sign off. I really like Canelo. I had him as a top pound for pound fighter, but tonight, not the head movement that I saw with Jacobs, Sergej not snapping the punches like he did with Yard. I don't know what to say. Canelo's 3-division champion, and I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, All Four Sports. I'm out. Peace.